Fred Richani of TSC News on MNN. On this week's episode, we're going to hear from not one, but two top potential draft picks. First up, quarterback Jalen Hurts of Oklahoma, followed by his teammate wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and hopefully we can keep your mind off everything that's going on in the real world. Stay safe.
I want to say express the appreciation of being here and being around these great players and being able to meet with these great clubs. Give a special thank to my parents along this long journey of just being able to come here. You know, they've raised me to be the man I am today, so I'm very appreciative of it.
When you see the year that guys like Lamar Jackson had and Kyler Murray, I think that will help you in terms of the way you run that possibility.
I think the approach for me is just trying to get better every day. You know, I don't think I don't put a ceiling on this, my ability in terms of how great I can be. So I'm definitely a student of the game. I've been able to adjust to all these different coaches I've been a part of. So for me, it's just about taking steps every day and just trying to be the best I can be. I do think that those guys have done great, and I think that they've been very dynamic at the position at that level, and I'm looking forward to how I can do that as well.
Let's talk about the strides that you have made when you were at Alabama. Talk about how you were able to show a little bit more than
Yeah, I think, you know, every year it's kind of leveled up, right? You talk about just taking steps every year, kind of taking coaching from all these different coaches and being able to use that as an asset. You know, I think I do have a unique perspective on that because I've been a part of so many great offensive minds, 6 different coaches in my college career, and they've all been very pivotal in my development as a quarterback, and I hold that in high regards.
And then your poets, just talking about the Baylor game, that's one where it comes to mind, your performance when you were at Alabama. Just how are you able to stay level?
Right, so I mean, it's like for me, I have values that'll never change, right? Regardless of whatever the situation is, whatever's going on, those things will never change. And I try and never get too high or low. Just keep the main thing, and keep it rolling, you know. It comes down to winning ball games, and I just try and go out there and do that.
How you been able to just jump right into being able to go from different systems, getting those guys ready to go? Those guys been in that system for a long time. You jump into the spring and be able to pick it up right away.
Well, I think it's something that's, I mean, it's all kind of been unprecedented. You know, you talk about just being able to go there without any time underneath that system this year and put my name in the same air as the last 2 first overall picks and Heisman winners. So to be there and even to be at Alabama and kind of be able to cement myself, you know, in history at both schools and be a part of those prestigious programs, it's been very special. But it's all about moving forward. So
you have a unique perspective of the wide receiver class, having played with Jerry and CeeDee. What stands out to you about all 3 of those guys?
I think they're all dogs. They're all great players, catch the ball well, get open. They all can run. I mean, you kind of get the best of both. I mean, you get it all out of all of those guys, so they're all great players.
One of your biggest athletes or advocates in the pros has been A.J. Brown, Titans wide receiver. Do you have a pretty close relationship with him?
He's a great friend of mine, a close friend of mine. We actually recruited him to Alabama. He didn't come, but we've been very close ever since.
How much do you guys keep in contact?
We talk. We talk often.
For sure. And has he been supportive of you over the course of this process?
Yes. I mean, it's been very supportive. I've been very supportive of him. Just talking ball, like I said, it's beyond football with me and him. He's a great friend. It was very cool to see him have the year he had this year, and I know he's hungry for more.
Jason, how did you evaluate your performance from the week of the Senior Bowl?
I think it went well. I think it got better every day. You know, it was great for me to be in that system and be around those coaches, get a taste of how it is. Learning some new terminology, so that was really good.
Hey, Jalen, what do you make of the pecking order for quarterbacks in the draft process? I mean, if you look at this draft, you know, there are a couple other quarterbacks that people rate as the top 2, but you go back to Lamar Jackson's draft, and he's like the 5th quarterback taken. How do you process that part?
That's not my job. I control what I can control. That's my preparation. That's how I handle all these different things thrown in my direction. the reality is it's just about, just for me getting better every day, not worrying about all the noise and just playing ball. Like I said earlier, I don't think there's a ceiling on my game. I think there isn't a limit, simply. I would say the sky's the limit, but I don't think that's even a limit. So the dynamic ability I have, able to make every throw, get nasty with my legs if needed, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
What is the main difference between the 2017 season that you had with Alabama, with the good numbers you had in that season, with the 2019 season, with the amazing numbers that you did with the Sooners?
Yes, I think the biggest deal is first and foremost being able to learn from both coaches. I mean, two of the best coaches in college football right now, and having those perspectives I can lean on. I think being able to just be a part of both programs is very, very special for me, and that's that.
If you were able to pick a city between London and Mexico City for an international game, which city would you pick?
I don't know. I've never been to either. I've never been out of the country, so I'd be happy to go both.
What has Quincy Avery told you about your
It's been a day-by-day deal, just focusing on this next to Pro Day. I mean, we'll worry about that when that comes, but it's a different game, so, we're doing our little process to get ready for it.
Jalen, you spent a lot of time around Scott Courier and slowed down yesterday. What makes him so unique?
He's a great coach. He's a player's coach. He's there for the players. I mean, I can't stress that enough. He's very close to me, and I'm very close to him, so I got a lot of respect for him, and I wish him nothing but the best.
What kind of feedback are you getting from scouts, coaches on your footwork, and what do you do specifically to work on that while you're training for things like that?
I mean, the biggest deal with meeting with these guys is just them trying to get an idea of who I am. And just having conversation, talking ball, going through certain concepts, and doing things like that. But I mean, it's all going well. It hasn't really gotten too specific. Actually gotten a lot of high praises. So,
what kind of things do you do with your coaches and trainers leading into this to focus on footwork and things that they may look at when you get out on the field?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like, if you want to get your three-point shot better, you shoot threes. You want to throw the ball better, you throw the ball. So the biggest thing is just repping out the certain things that we do at the combine and just trying to be ready for them. Yeah, it's been a very busy week. Haven't really been able to talk to many people. Biggest thing is just coming in here and being myself, just when I meet with these coaches and these clubs, these GMs, just being myself.
Jalen, I know you're a quarterback, but would you be willing to start your career in a role similar to Taysom Hill?
Yeah, I've always been a team first guy, but I think I'm a quarterback. I think that's that.
After your first year at Alabama, I think a lot of people had concerns about your accuracy, but it seemed like each year you got much, much better in Oklahoma, and it really all came together. How is it that you worked on that trade-up?
Yeah, just being around those things. Went into Alabama as a 17-year-old, the whole Deshaun Watson deal where I had to be him on a scout team. And I think right then and there I earned a lot of respect from my peers. Guys like Reuben Foster, Eddie Jackson, and Jonathan Allen, guys like that, Minka. And it's just been an ongoing thing. I talk about not having a ceiling on my game where I've been able to adjust to all these different coaches, and I've taken steps every year. So I plan to continue to take steps. I plan to continue to be that same and remain that same student of the game, and just continue to learn. I'm not an easily satisfied person, and I find a unique thrill in not being satisfied. That keeps me going. That makes me want it. And even when stuff is going great, right? Enough is still not enough. So just holding myself to that same standard all the time. And just going out there, like I said, it's all about getting better every day.
How is your journey and the adversity and the twists and turns? How has that made you better?
All of it has made me better. All of it has made me stronger, a better man, a wiser man, a better leader. Being in two programs, it's tough. Having to adjust to different players, and being able to most importantly, being able and I guess being respected enough to where every team I've been on has followed me regardless of the position or where I came from. So going in there and just, I always say people lead because they let their peers let them lead. I don't go into any place trying to be something I'm not, force it, say, hey, y'all got to follow me. It doesn't work like that, especially in this business I'm about to go to with grown men. And the biggest deal is being the best version of myself, working hard, being who I am, and I think, real recognizes real, and, they just, I don't know, I got that effect sometimes. They follow me. So I just try to do the right things. I think he was always there from a strength and conditioning standpoint. Obviously, he was always a person I could talk to. He's a great guy, a great coach, very pivotal for Alabama. So that should be interesting. Yeah, you can ask Coach Cochran actually about the whole Superman stuff he talks about. Going into that game, he said it's time to put the cape on. I said, all right. And when they put the cape on, and I guess the rest is history. So I think being able to continue to adjust to the differences where Coach Riley presents himself and how he teaches his stuff. It was very different from what I was used to, but the biggest deal for me was going in there with Coach Riley. We knew I was there for 11 months. So trusting him, trusting his system, watching film on those past two guys and just trying to put myself in the best situation to execute. I think we made a lot of explosive plays on offense, presented defenses with different fits, with the ability to run the ball from the quarterback position. It was very lethal. I think when you have a guy like that behind center, it causes stretch for the defense. I know DCs don't want to deal with that type of stuff.
I think it's the most ideal type of situation that you do.
That's stuff that I can't control. The biggest thing for me is just continue to work hard every day. And whatever situation it is, I want to be able to put my best foot forward and just simply controlling what I can.
What do you think would be like the most challenging aspect coming from the Big 12 to the NFL?
I don't know. There's a lot of things that I don't know that will happen because I haven't played at that level yet. So just being a student of the game like I am, being able to learn, soak everything in. If they can help me with this, they can help me with this, I apply it. And just trying to put myself in the best situation to succeed. I think with you got certain guys at that level that are doing what they're doing and that the dynamic ability that they have. Obviously, y'all talk about Coach Riley, going to the league and all that, but Coach Riley's doing great things with his system. And I think just me being the player I am, me having the ability I have, been able to make all the throws and when needed, do whatever with my legs. I think it definitely creates fits for a defense. I watch all the great guys, all the guys that are doing well, whether it be like a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or a Russell, Deshaun Watson, Lamar, the year he had this year. I think I have a lot of respect for those guys. I think I've always had a theme for Steve McNair. I don't know what it is, but he was a hell of a player. The way he played, the ability he had, the strength he had. He was a dude. He was a dude. Yeah.
What we were going through, but he expected a lot.
I knew Calvin was going to be great. We were actually roommates in college for 2 years. So being with Calvin, we had some good times. Funny guy, but he worked his tail off. Anytime we wanted to throw late at night, where we just chilling in the room, hey, Calvin, let's go throw. He's always down. So I'm not surprised that he's having the success he's having at the NFL level. He's a great person, a great man. Yeah, he's the greatest, got a lot of respect for him. Those are situations I can't control, but who wouldn't mind being able to learn from one of the best? I won't mention.
Jalen, you kind of mentioned the rumors that Lincoln Riley's going to go to the NFL. NFL, or there's always kind of that narrative. Could you see him coaching in the NFL one day?
Yeah, I'm not gonna beat that horse. That's none of my, that's not my place to talk about. I think he can be successful in whatever he decides to do. I mean, he can go be a doctor somewhere. He's smart enough to do that. He's a smart guy.
So I asked the Kyler Murray question right off the bat. How excited would you be to play with him?
That's my guy, man. That's a very familiar question, but built a great relationship my sophomore year with him. I had a couple times before my freshman year working out with him, so kind of built a great connection. And man, that'd be a huge honor in my end.
Have you met with him? Have you met with the Cardinals, or do you have a meeting scheduled with the Cardinals?
Yeah, I've met with the Cardinals already. I like the coaching staff. Met with the GM. Kind of vibing a little bit, and all great energy.
Has Kyler talked to you during this process and given you any advice?
He just told me to be myself. Don't really be anybody that I'm not, and just kind of enjoy, take it all in. I only get one time at the combine, for real.
What would it mean to you to be the first receiver? There's so many top receivers in this class, to be the number one guy.
Man, I said it yesterday with Jerry. Like, it's a lot of great receivers in this class, and like to say that we are the headlines of this receiver group, man, it's a huge honor, and I am. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm thanking God every morning, and for me to keep doing what I'm doing, like I said, I'm happy.
Have you gotten to know Jerry at all? I mean, have you known him before? Have you guys been talking at all? Or?
Nah, we just met each other coming out here in Indy, and we kind of like the social media would have you would assume that we were against each other, but like nah, at the end of the day, like we still boys, and it's all fun and game.
CeeDee, 2 New York teams picking the top 11. How'd you feel about landing in the Big Apple?
Man, I'm grateful for wherever I land. If I'm fortunate enough to get picked up by any team in New York, I'm willing to put my best foot forward and give them all I got.
Have you talked to either of those teams yet?
No, not yet. I talked to them today.
Have you ever been to this big city?
No, I haven't.
Anyone from the league you model your game after?
Not really, but I get a lot of comparisons, honestly. I just want to go out there and compete.
Who do you get compared to?
DeAndre, Hopkins. I've seen a couple of Devontae Adams, but like I said, those are great receivers, and I'm honored. Yeah, I talked to the Raiders. Real cool guys, man. They're a young group. They're trying to make a new transition, and like I said, if I'm fortunate enough to get picked up by them, they're gonna get everything I have.
Comes back to work ethic. Where did that come from, and how does that help you?
Just kind of being in a dark place at a young age, not really having everything that I wanted growing up. So it kind of pushes me a lot to just, get a lot of things that I want now, and it all comes with work. So why not work for what I want? I'd rather work than it just be given to me.
CeeDee, how was the experience of playing with Baker Mayfield and then Jalen Hurts last year? How did that help you?
Baker really set the tone for me. He set so many guidelines for me. He laid out the blueprint at a young age. Me being a freshman and him being like the veteran of the team, he helped me understand like the play style of the game. He helped me get through a lot of things as far as learning the playbook, just small things and details. And playing with Jalen, it was really, honestly, very easy in my part because I already knew the system and I kind of knew what to expect going into the season.
So you were coached by Lincoln Riley, who's a really good offensive coach. Can you talk about kind of how his schemes kind of helped you out in terms of becoming a better football player year after year?
Coach Riley does a great job in this offense, and his offense is very receiver-friendly, and he does a great job with his receivers and getting them involved in the game and getting them involved early. He demonstrates that if you're only as good as your weakest link, and he trying to instill that there is no weak link, so you want to work hard every practice, every game, and just put your best foot forward.
How blessed do you feel playing with the great quarterbacks you got to play with in college?
Not many people can say that. They played with 3 Heisman finalists and 2 of them winning. So I think I have a great college career with a great group of quarterbacks.
What you have to do with those guys winning those Heisman?
My plan was to help them out a lot, and I feel like I did a little bit. But like I said, man, them guys, they worked their tails off, and I was just trying to match their energy, and the production showed us for itself on the field.
How different were each of them?
they all three were different from each other, different play styles, different ways of learning, and they all adjusted to the game differently. Those are three different receivers. Quarterbacks.
I think when you showed up 2017, you were like 173 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
198 now. How has that process gone with like kind of reshaping your body while also kind of keeping your quickness and acceleration?
It's kind of a mindset. Going in knowing that you're a bit underweight, it kind of makes you want to work harder just to, maintain the stability to last in the league in college. And I can say the same about the NFL. Guys are bigger, faster, stronger. So in order to survive in that league, you got to match that energy and intensity. So the only thing is to do is to get bigger.
There's a lot to like about your game, but to you, what's the best part of your game?
Yards after the catch. I enjoy just making people miss and just making most of every opportunity I get. Yeah, I've talked to the Raiders.
What intrigues you about that organization?
They're very young and they're talented, and they're trying to get something started that only people in that room and in that locker room knows. And like energy like that is what I love to be around, and it's like that's kind of the energy we had at OU. Not many people knew what we had cooking in the locker room except for the people in that locker room. Nobody believed in what they had going on, and John Gruden is a great coach.
What would it be like playing for Gruden?
If I get that opportunity, we'll find out.
The next big event's in Las Vegas for the NFL draft. What are your thoughts about that, going to Vegas for the draft?
It'll be my second time in Vegas. Hopefully I get drafted, but it'll be a huge honor in my end, man. I'm thanking God every day, and I'm blessed, honestly, truly.
How did playing in so many college football playoff games prepare you for the NFL?
The atmosphere was different. The games were different. My mindset and my approach towards the game was a lot different. Just wanted to be more aggressive because I knew the tension and the aggressiveness that the opponent that I was playing was going to come with. So just guys in the SEC are a lot bigger than guys in the Big 12. So just kind of want to play big, play fast, play strong. I'm willing to put my body on the line each and every day at practice. Like I said, in any organization, I'm willing to give my all, no matter who it is. And I'm working to always be the best.
I think they asked you this earlier, but Kyler going to Kingsbury and really pushing for you. What does that mean when you read that he's pushing you to play with you again?
That's my brother, man, and that actually made me happy. But like I said, if the team needs the team's gonna need what they need in general. So with Kyler telling Coach Kingsbury that, it kind of made me smile a little bit. But if they need me, they'll come get me. If not, then it's okay.
You and Judy and Ruggs are considered the top 3 receivers in this class. Is there anything that separates you from them?
We are three different receivers. I don't really know how to really answer that for real, but those guys are talented. I feel like I'm very talented enough to be in that position, in that argument. So I'm grateful for this opportunity, like I said.
About this class as a whole, I mean, there's so many talented receivers.
Man, this receiver class this year is honestly unbelievable in my eyes. You can't really go wrong with anybody whoever you draft, first, second, third, or fourth round. It doesn't matter, seventh. You're gonna get a great pick. And I was kind of like I said, me and the guys, we were just talking about it yesterday. Like we were real deep in this wide receiver class.
Who did you grow up watching?
Reggie Bush. Being a kid from Louisiana, that's all we knew was Reggie Bush. I knew him I knew of him at USC, and then I kind of just started. Yeah, it was crazy.
It was legit. Have you had a chance to meet him yet?
Oh yeah, I met him in Media Day, Big 12.
Did he give you any advice?
Yeah, just go out and be the person I am. Don't really change for anybody. Just go out and be true to myself.
What's the biggest thing you picked up from Reggie Bush's game?
Play with a passion. Don't let the first person tackle you. And I kind of took that in consideration.
A lot of mock drafts have you linked to the Raiders at 12. What is the idea of potentially playing in Las Vegas mean to you or playing for the Chiefs?
Just the potential of me playing in the NFL, I'm grateful. But playing for the Raiders and Coach Gruden, it would be a huge honor on my end. Like I said, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Like, I'm honestly and truly, I mean that. Like, it's.
He wants his wide receivers always be able to know their X, Y, and Z positions, know every route tree. What about that do you feel like you're able to bring to the NFL? You feel like capable of playing every position and knowing every route possible?
Yes, sir. I do feel like I'm very capable of learning the route tree and playing every position possible. I feel like I'm very versatile and I'm very lenient. I'm willing to be put anywhere the team needs me, and I'm there.
Who's the best corner?
The best corner? I'll go with Stingley, especially because he's young, but he knows football. That guy's very talented, very tall, and his technique is unbelievable.
What kind of lessons have your family kind of imparted on you as you go through this process?
They knew I would be very busy. It's very minimum talking to them, and it's upsetting, but at the end of the day, they know what it's about, trying to set myself up for my future. And like, I kind of broke it to them right before that. I wouldn't be able to talk to them as much, but they're proud of me, and that's all I could ask.
Have you been training with any current or former NFL players or college receivers or anything like that?
I trained with Chris Carter a little bit and Anquan Boulder.
What kind of lessons did you take? How did they help you?
Chris Carter taught me how to stop. It's like run and stop, just stop. And I never thought it would be so hard. Like, I didn't, honestly. But he did a great job of emphasizing that for me. And Anquan really helped me as far as the top of my routes and just to get in and out faster, quicker, and kind of all the cheats, the in and outs, and like, man, anything that, like I said, I'm a learning guy. I'm really like a sponge. So anything a guy tells me, I'm soaking it all in. Honestly, I try to have as minimum concerns as possible. You won't get anything from me off the field. On the field, I'm just about as passionate as the next guy, and I'm working my tail off. All the work that I put in the off season, blood, sweat, and tears. I put the most time. I feel like I put the most time in this, and I'm still not done. Whoever I get drafted to, the work ethic is still going to be there, and I'm willing to take that next step.
Did you play Madden growing up?
Did I play Madden growing up? Oh, of course.
Are you pumped that you're going to be in the game?
Yes, I'm actually excited.
Who's your go-to player in Madden?
Hollywood, of course. That goes without question. Just especially growing up with him, like through college, knowing like what he's went through on and off the field, I'm definitely gonna play with him.
Yeah. What has Hollywood told you about the NFL? Has he said anything to you about how he thinks you'll stack up?
Yeah, he said I'll be just fine if I go out and play my game, and that's probably the best news I could hear from like a brother figure. And K1 told me the same thing. Just go out there, be myself, play my game. The game is gonna come to me.